So just keep an eye on this level. And if it gets pretty hot, just bring the bar down a little bit. Other than that, again, Matt, just follow the ceremony. I don't have to tell you how to use a camera.
I've used this one before.
Yeah, that one's Colton's.
Get worried this is gonna fall off.
Wait, can you hit the horn?
Thank you, Carter.
So, would you be able to, like, text me the pictures you take?
Yeah.
You would? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like very like it's like green.
I guess.
DJ. Is it actually better?
Yeah, it's all hot. Maybe put the camera mic on somehow. But we're getting our
Can you hear it now? Can you still hear it?
No, it's good now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the power button. I guess you do it manually with your hand, like with this. Like that. I don't see like a, usually it's got like a, but that's like a, it's not like a video. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see anything else that would be a zoom. Unless it's, no. Nope, I guess that's it. Alright.
Use the video cameras, not like one like that. Wait for that to get on the wall. Jeremy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Rider University Ice Hockey Senior Night celebration for the class of 2026. This is a special evening where we take a moment to honor our seniors who have dedicated so much to this program and to reflect on their journey with us. I Our first senior we'd like to thank and honor is senior forward number 74, Alex Bezek. Alex is part of the jersey and is competing in the junior finals and time. Alex currently holds a GPA of 3.92. When you think about what makes a great leader and a two-team player, Alex is a standard. Throughout his career as a driver, he showed it every day, not because of a title or an award, but by the way he approached his work, the way he practiced, the way he prepared the season and in the offseason, the way he competed, the way he set the tone for our group long before the puck ever dropped. Alex leads by example. He makes plays when we need them, scoring timely goals, creating offenses, and doing the small, hard things that help him win. He was committed defensively. He forechecked with purpose. He played a complete, responsible game, and he did it consistently. But what truly separates Alex is what he brought beyond the ice. In the locker room, during preseason, between periods, and in moments when the team needed direction, his voice mattered. He was present, he was accountable, and he brought people together. Throughout his 4 years, Alex was driving force for our team. He accrued 32 goals, 53 assists, and 81 games, a total of 85 points. But his impact went far beyond the numbers. He elevated the players around him. He made this team better by the way he competed, communicated, and cared for the group. Alex represents exactly what we want in our program. Not just as a player, but as a leader, a teammate, and a student. His impact will be felt long after the season ends. Throughout his career, he had several awards. The 2022-23 Captain's Award, 2022-23 Andrew J. Ryder Scholar, 2023-24 and 2024-25 Dr. Jonathan Millen Scholar Athlete Award, and then 2024 through 2026 Team All-Team Captain. Alex also was a member of the Executive Board for 3 years, serving as a Secretary, Treasurer, and President. Following graduation, Alex came to obtain his MBA in Ryder and pursue a career in private equity side of finance. Alex would like to thank his mom and dad, sister Natalie, his aunts and uncles, his grandparents, his coaches, and teammates for their support during his Ryder career. Please give a round of applause. Senior forward, number 74, Alex Bezek. I would like to thank the senior award number 28, Aaron Davis. Aaron is a non-level worker and competing in the Continental Sports Center. Aaron currently holds a GPA of 3.9. Aaron has served as a member of the Executive Board, serving as our Vice President in charge of transportation and travel, and formerly as Public Relations in charge of the Student Team Secretary. Aaron's game matured greatly during his freshman year, which led to playing significant minutes when the team started battling injuries. Aaron stepped up and proved to the coaching staff that he was a responsible and dynamic player, leading to him being a mainstay on power play and penalty kill with the Bronx for his 4-year tenure. Aaron has contributed in many major ways during his career. Some highlights include scoring 2 goals in regionals against the University of Louisville to help the Bronx secure their first regional victory in the 5 years. We're helping the Bronx draw back even and send them to overtime against conference rivals. Aaron gave himself the name Triple P, or Power Play P, for scoring 3 goals when he needed during high-pressure situations. Throughout his 4 years, Aaron accrued 48 goals, 37 assists, for 85 points in 106 games. 6 of his goals were game-winning goals, but his impact went far beyond the numbers, especially with the coaching staff. The past 3 years, Aaron has won Most Improved Player 2022 and 2023, as well as Most Improved Player 2023 and 2024. After he graduates, he will be working at Aramark at Citizens Bank Park as a bureau accountant and HR assistant. He would like to thank his mom, dad, brother Colin, and his grandparents for always showing up and making sure he felt supported. Thank you for the best 4 years, and thank you for letting him be a good rider around. Please give a round of applause to senior forward, number 28, Aaron Davis. This concludes tonight's senior celebration ceremony. Once again,
Good evening, everybody. You're watching Rider Bronx Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. My name is Carla Pascal, joined alongside by Cody Decker here for this one, as we get ready for the Bronx Senior Night here on BSB, as they take on fellow BSB member St. Joe's, the Hawks of St. Joe's University, as we get ready for this one. Big one here between these two ACC foes. Rider 18-1-1 on the year. St. Joe's 22-3 on the season. What a year it's been for the Hawks. For St. Joe's as they come to the Flemington Ice Arena here to try and take down the Bronx on senior night.
Certainly, yeah, and the Hawks coming off of a tremendous win last night. A win of astronomical proportions, it seems. A 22-6 win against division foe Princeton last night. They also won on Friday night a 4-2 win at Newman. This team's been winning all season long. And important to note tonight, Corolla, is they know how to win on the road. They've got a 16-1 record on the road this season. Their only loss coming against Rowan 2 weeks ago, a 6-0 loss there against another ACC foe. We know at this time of year it's all about piling up the wins, trying to get yourself in a better position in regional play and league play. So these two division foes, they know what it's all about. St. Joe's playing well, Rider not so much, but we know that these two had a very good matchup earlier in the year.
Oh yeah, big matchup earlier in the season. Ended up being a 5-4 shootout win for St. Joe's and about an 8-round shootout between those two squads. It was a great game in that one. Rider came back late, tied the game up, and forced the overtime and the shootout frame. Unfortunately, they just ended up falling in it. And like you said, Rider, it's been a tough season. They've lost a couple guys during the middle of the year, down to about 13 or 14 skaters this season. And they played Rowan yesterday, had a good fought game, and it was just about 4 or 5 minutes that really soared them in that one. They ended up only losing by 3, 6-3. And you mentioned the game for St. Joe's 2 weeks ago, where they faced Rowan and lost 6-0. So we'll have to see if Rider, on their third game of the weekend, can try and replicate what they did yesterday against St. Joe's today. And for St. Joe's, trying to do the same thing they did yesterday against Princeton as well. Like you said, astronomical goal total. Almost Super Bowl prediction goal total at that point, with 22-6.
I thought we were talking about a late season football game there when I saw that score last night. No. You know, when you're talking about the Rider team, let's give you a few key players to watch. Brandon McKean had 2 goals last night against Rowan. The defenseman Braden Turner had a goal. Obviously, when you're talking about having 13, 14 skaters on the ice, you're going to need your guys to contribute in multiple ways, and they're taking extra shifts, right? So they're going to be looking forward to that. And Louis Bazzucco had a busy night last night, saving 71 of 77 against Rowan. So he's going to come back out 2 games straight. We'll see if he can keep the momentum a bit. 71 of 77, that's obviously a tough goal total and a tough shot total to face. But we'll see how he can do against the St. Joe's team that's scoring really well. An 83 goal differential so far this year if you pile on that plus 16 from last night. So we'll see how these teams can do. And I expect a great matchup here tonight. You know, Rider's going to fight. They always do. St. Joe's obviously playing well so far this season.
Yeah, they've been spectacular. St. Joe's, in their own right, like you've been mentioning, sitting at 22-3 on the year. 2 of those losses coming to Rowan, to the Profs. The only one being their first game of the season against Westchester in a 6-4 game. But the 2 are their long win streak, 21 straight wins from September 13th to January 16th. That is a long time to not lose a game. And then you drop one to Rowan, have a couple good games to try and get back into form before we get in the playoffs, and they're trying to end the year on another win streak here. Would be 5 games if they win out the rest of the season.
This is the type of performance that you don't really hear at this level. 22-3, 21 straight won. I mean, and it's a shame that St. Joe's is ranked 19th in the region, because realistically now they're still out of the playoff reach for the Southeast, right? So, you know, it's a shame because that they're ranked so low. Unfortunately, they're going to have some opportunities here to try and improve that ranking, maybe try and get into the Southeast playoffs, but it seems like the only way they can do that right now is win their league playoffs. So that's something that they're looking to in the next few weeks. But tonight it's about focusing on Rider, trying to get another win, extend that win streak to 22.
And speaking of focusing on Rider, their 2 seniors, Alex Blazak and the 28 of Aaron Pape. Big shout out to both of them. Blazak and Pape, good friends of mine here on this team as we get ready. We honored them in the pregame ceremony here. Beautiful pregame ceremony here for senior night. The only 2 seniors on the Bronx this year. Usually somewhere between 5 and 8. In a couple of years, we've had up to 10 or even more seniors that have moved on here from the Bronx. But just 2 this year, Pape and Blazak, one of the 2 best forwards to come in that draft class. Well, I say draft class, in that class coming in that freshman year when they joined the Bronx, and they've just been outright spectacular in their time here at Rider.
Yeah, Pape's having a really good year, almost averaging a point per game, and Blazak obviously wearing the A on his jersey. This team means so much to him, a leader on this team, as we learned in the pregame as well. So they're going to lean on those 2 guys tonight, and they've leaned on them a lot in their Bronx career, and we celebrate them tonight here in Flemington, definitely, for sure.
And we will now step aside and send it on down to the PA booth. Well, we'll get the starting lineups, national anthem, and then puck drop here from Flemington Ice Arena in Flemington, New Jersey.
Joining up in number 86, Jordan Cuba. At center, number 4, Kyle Rose. At 11, number 74, Mike Brazier. At 11, defense, number 44, Peter Warner. At 11, defense, number 8, Shane Wilson. Starting goal for the Hawks, number 31, Cooper Tyson. St. Joseph's go by 18 as the start Benson Credit.
Always a wonderful rendition of the national anthem here from Flemington Ice Arena here in Flemington, New Jersey, as we get ready for this one here between the Broncs and the Hawks. Also, don't forget to tune into our other game going on right now here on BSB as the Rutgers Scarlet Knights for their Division III ACHA squad are taking on the Stony Brook Seawolves. John McCooch on the call for that one. Make sure to tune into that one as well. Thank you to tuning into all of our games throughout this weekend. It's been a blast calling all 7 as we start to wrap up the year here in the club college hockey realm. Just a couple games left before we close out the season here for the 25-26 campaign as we get ready for this one. Center's ready to go here at the face-off dot, and we are off and running here for this one. Taking a look at the starters here today, we'll start with the visiting Hawks. It's Kyle Gross, Shane Wilson, Mikey Brazil, Dylan Kuba, and Peter Borman, the skaters. And in between the pipes for the Hawks, it's the 31 of Cooper Tyson. 4-1 so far for Tyson, 3.53 GAA and an .896 save percentage. And the starters for the Broncs, Ty Schneider, Shane Smith, Aaron Pape, Jackson Call, and Alex Blazak, the 5 men out on the ice. And then backstopping them today is Louis Bazzoco, once again after facing 77 shots. Like you said earlier, Cody, had a busy night yesterday, to say the least, against Rowan.
And hopping right back onto the ice today, taking the net, so we'll see how he does today with that, and he's going to have a tough test here in St. Joe's.
Definitely will, like we've been talking about the whole time. Here in this one, they have been very, very good here this season as Kenna will fly up here for Ryder. Kenna looking into the shot. That one there by Smith. That one got stopped away there by Tyson. Good first look there for the Broncs. As out the other way, here comes James Carpenter flying in. Carpenter fires a trickler. That got deflected there by Benner. That went wide. Back on it again, trying to hold this in the zone as Robert Romarino has been spectacular so far. Him and Carpenter have been electric here for St. Joe's this season. Romarino, 34 points in 20 games. Carpenter, 38 in just 20. He's got 21 goals so far this year. As he flies into the zone, it just runs over Cusimano. Shots currently 1-0 right now in favor of St. Joe's, or in favor of Ryder, excuse me. As this is played all the way down the ice, Cusimano will go chase this one down again as he squeezed along the boards. There by the 14 of Shanahan. Trying to hold on is Cusimano. He plays it across. Romarino will get there first for St. Joe's. Into the boards. Bumped there by Bennett. He's able to keep the puck. Still with it. Down to a knee. Back up to the point. Kept by Rowland at the blue line. Fires a shot through traffic. Kicked away by Bazzoco. His first test pass as that one fired on again. Makes another save. Back to the point for Rowland. Through traffic. That one redirected wide there by Mans. As this will find its way to the hash marks. Now to the point for Fingerhut, but it skips by him and down the ice.
The Hawks well positioned right there, Carollo. A couple good shots there on Bazzoco. Some tough angle tries as well.
Yeah, a couple good looks there, trying to find an option here and break the deadlock early as Rowland will dump this one in, and it's just gloved down. There by the 34 of Louis Bazzoco. 1-9-1-1 record for the junior from Hillsborough, New Jersey. 6.0 GAA and a .891 save percentage. And we've talked about it all season. It's been a bit of a rough year for the Broncs, and showing a little bit there in the GAA is we're going to get a penalty here. Quickly here early, a penalty. It's going to be on the Hawks, as it looks like this is going to be on the 53 of Aiden Linzo, the sophomore from Warrington. Is going to go off for a slashing call here as he'll go to the sin bin. To the right of us here in the broadcast perch here at Flemington Ice. So to the power play goes Ryder. Big opportunity to try and break open the game early. On the man advantage, back here at the point. Schneider will play this one lower. Gets it back at the point again. Lays off to Blazak. Blazak to Schneider. Looking across, finds McKeach. McKeach tried to pull the trigger, but it's blocked away there by St. Joe's, and it will go all the way back down the ice.
And after that flurry of shots from the Hawks, this is going to be a good opportunity for Ryder to set up that power play, see how many chances they can get, trying to get the first goal here.
Here comes Kenna again. Kenna will fly into the zone, trying to set up here. Finds Blazak. Now it's Pape with it. Pape back to Blazak. Trying to hold on to this puck. It goes back up to Schneider at the blue line. Schneider looking, Blazak on it again, pass across. Schneider with it a second time. He fires through traffic. That got knocked away, and it's cleared by St. Joe's again.
Good block right there, about mid-slot. Not getting to the net there for the Bronx. Nice movement there, though, by the seniors, Pape and Blazak.
As this is taken by Romarino, trying to walk through short-handed. He put it wide on that chance. Big steal there for Romarino. The sophomore from Williamstown, New Jersey, has been excellent this year. As here comes McKeach flying in. He fires a shot. That got deflected and went up and over. Trying to keep this in at the point is Cusimano. He'll lay off. Blazak there. Blazak to Cusimano, trying to keep this in the zone, able to do so on the blue paint as he goes back down into the corner. Cusimano with it again at the blue line. Dumps a pass off. McKeach with it. He pulls the trigger, but it's blocked by Maratea and goes up into the netting.
See the Bronx moving it around the perimeter, trying to get this penalty kill unit of the Hawks out of position, but unfortunately, they're finding all the lanes right now. That shot there coming from the point and out, so really good penalty killing here in their own zone by the Hawks.
Yeah, they've done a great job so far, really keeping the Bronx to the outside and not really allowing any chances towards the cage. They've done an excellent job at that so far here in this one, as Cusimano will pick this up here for the Bronx in his own end. Trying to fly forward. He's squeezed off. Now it's Gut with it. Gut walking in, tried to pull the trigger, but it is kept at the point by Cusimano. Great keep there at the blue line. It finds Gut again. Gut fires through traffic. Stopped away by Tyson, and he will just jump on top of that one and hold on for the whistle.
Cooper Tyson, a lot of familiarity with this Rider team, playing that game back in September of last year. Again, Rider with the 5-4 loss at the shootout in that one. Tyson saving 33 of 37 in that game, including 5 of 7 in that shootout win.
Shot from the point. That one goes up and wide there from Turner. Has 3 goals so far this year. Had one yesterday against Rowan. As Tavares tried to get onto that. It's now Fingerhut with it for the Hawks as he'll try and dump this one away. We're back to 5-on-5. Good penalty kill there from St. Joe's as it's moved around here for Bennett. Bennett finds Turner. His pass got deflected as it's dumped back in here by the 9 of Chase Ebersole. Kuba tried to get on that one, couldn't do so. Pass back up here to Gut, who will dump in. Kenna trying to get to that one, can't do so. It's now Cusimano. He finds Kenna on the pass. Kenna flying in. He fires one, just fought off there by Tyson. There with a bit of the blocker and the glove as it's picked off by McKeach again. Here comes Brendan McKeach flying in. McKeach trying to get a shot off. He does. That shot goes just wide, though. Wasn't able to get it on target as it bounces here for the Hawks. They'll try and hold on to this one. Flying up ice. Here comes the 4 of Kyle Gross, who will just dump this one in. Trying to play that around the boards. It hops right up to the top of the glass and goes out of play.
We talked about the importance of these quick shifts for Rider, and they're going to be having more of them with that short roster. Ryan Kenna has been on the puck a tremendous amount here in this first period, flying up the wing, trying to create an opportunity. Really good shot chance from him at a tough angle on that last shift.
Yeah, Kenna's got 16 points so far this season in 22 games for the junior from Bantam, Connecticut. As this puck bounces back here to the air of the captain, Shane Wilson, who will send this one back out the other way. McKeach covering for the defense will get back on this. McKeach, he'll use some speed and fly forward. Brennan McKeach into the zone. Fires one on, but it went wide. Got deflected by the defense as it's staying here down behind the goal line here for Wilson. Wilson lays off. Pass nearly picked off there by the Bronx, flying in. Here comes Pape. He fires, goes right off the post. Pape nailed it right off the iron. Beautiful shot there by Pape, looking to try and get a goal here on senior night as Blazak picks this up. Blazak looking across, back to Pape, walking in. That time it's stopped by Tyson again. Good read there by Tyson, and the Bronx with a couple of really good chances here as this goes all the way back for Bennett. Smith didn't get a tip on that. Blazak will chase after. They're going to wave off the icing as Maratea will get on it. Shots currently 5-2 in favor of Rider They've had a good couple of chances here in this game so far. As it's picked up here by Blazak again, he'll send it around looking for Pape. Pape to the wall, Blazak there. Puck sent back, collected by Linzo for the Hawks. And it's cleared down the ice there by Sam Resto. Blazak with it again. He'll enter the zone, cuts by 2 defenders. Still with it is Blazak. Blazak to the net front, tried to find Smith. Cusimano now with a shot, his is blocked. Puck stolen away here by the Bronx again as Smith able to keep it for a moment as Linzo now takes it away. Bennett tries to lay into him. It's collected back here by Mans, who will dump this one down the ice. Cusimano drilled hard into the boards, and he's going to go down, and that's going to draw a penalty as Bennett will hold on to this. Collected here by the 15 of Tavares, who will launch it across as Cusimano gets back up to his feet. Turner trying to hold on, can't do it. It's tapped by Linzo, and Cusimano will go to the box, and that's going to be a boarding call here on St. Joe's. Their second penalty of the game already, as the trainer's going to look at Cusimano along the bench. Wonder if the refs might discuss this one. It is going to be just a 2-minute boarding, as Cusimano's going to get checked out there along the bench. So we'll have to wait to see if he will come back to this one, but the Bronx are going to go back to the power play here. Another opportunity on the man advantage.
Cusimano was going very hard into the boards there, skating back, and that's just a hit you have to lay off of if you're the defender and if you're Ryan Mans there. So easy penalty call there for the refs, and now the Rider Bronx back on that power play.
Another opportunity here on this man advantage to try and break the deadlock. 1:36 left to go on the power play right now for Rider. As Pape tries to move it around. Blazak closed off hard along the boards. Schneider will keep this one in. Sends around to Kenna down behind the goal line. Kenna hounded there by Borman. Able to come away with it is Pape. Pape looking, fires a shot, gobbled up by Tyson. Didn't know where it was for a moment, but he's able to squeeze the legs together and hold on and get the stoppage.
And I like the idea from Pape to take that shot. Kenna providing that screen right in front of the goaltender, so really well set up there by Rider, and nice patience there by Pape as well on that shot.
Yeah, definitely some good patience there from Pape. I mean, we've seen it time and time with him on the power play. I mean, his nickname, Triple P, Power Play Pape, coined by Eric Johnson. Unfortunately not on the broadcast with us here. Eric would have loved to be here for senior night here with Pape and Blazak, obviously. But working at the MLB Network takes priority, even though in the offseason for Eric, obviously.
I'm sure it's been a busy offseason.
He's got a big boy job.
Oh, yeah.
But it's picked back up here at the point here by Pape. Looks for an option, plays down to Blazak. Blazak looking for an option, tries to go back to the hash marks here. It's now Pape again. Pape from the point, fires through Tyson with another stop as that rebound chance got deflected away. Pass across. Bronx trying to keep this in the zone. Kept in there by a moment by Pape as it now bounces back to Schneider. He finds McKeach. Trying to play this one up to Smith. Couldn't hold on to the puck as it's sent down the ice back to Bazoko with 15 seconds left to go on this power play here for Rider. It's now Jackson Call on the puck here for the Bronx. He'll find this one off to Cusimano. Right back on the ice. Good to see for Rider as flying in. Here comes Tavares. Fires one on goal as Tyson will cover that one up. And we've got some extracurriculars after the play here as Call and Tavares went hard to the net front. We'll have some words. That's Hunter down there for St. Joe's. Trying to rustle some feathers in front of the net.
Yeah, the Hawks not taking kindly to Call coming right into the crease there, right in the blue paint, looking for a juicy rebound. But really good chances there for Rider on the power play. They're moving the puck well on the man advantage, gaining some opportunities. So able to put one in the back of the net at this point. Can't really complain about how they're moving the puck.
Yeah, definitely moving the puck well, even off the power play as we're back now to 5-on-5. Tavares fires one in onto Tyson, and he'll gobble that up again. Shots currently 9-2 in favor of Rider. They've had a pretty good amount of the opportunities so far. Face off one back by the Bronx again. Tried to get that shot off quickly, couldn't do so. Here comes Shanahan though. He fires, Bazoko making the save there. Hard shot there from Shanahan. 6 goals so far this season for him as Carpenter just takes a man down. That was Bennett who just got rocked as that one trickles wide of the cage. Carpenter on it now. Carpenter to the point. Bounces off the stick there of Hunter as it's played back, tipped in there by Romarino. Cusimano lays off looking for Benner. Benner trying to hold on to this. Romarino all over him. Carpenter comes over to try and take it too. Bouncing puck goes back to Maratea and comes out of the zone. St. Joe's are going to have to reset here as Benner will try and get on this. Benner, quick pass forward, finds Pape on the pass. Him and Blazak into the zone. Trickling puck, that one goes wide. Rowland on it for the Hawks. Loose pass goes all the way back here to Jackson Call as he finds Ty Schneider. Call with it, he'll dump in. As Pat Doherty tried to get there and keep it away, but now it's Fingerhut with it here for the Hawks. He'll track this one back here for Rowland again, the freshman defender. 3 points so far for the Maple Glen, PA native. Collected back here by him yet again. He'll launch this forward. It's tipped in there by St. Joe's. Trying to center this one. Backhanded shot stopped away there by Schneider on that attempt from Flag. Good look there as this bounces up for Blazak. Blazak going the other way. He'll drive forward. He fires. That one trickles just wide of the cage on that dump in as Fingerhut gets back on it. Here for St. Joe's. Pass picked off. Here comes McKeach, 1-on-4. He goes down. They were looking for a call. They're not going to get it. No arms up in the air as we'll continue on 5-on-5. Puck taken away by the Bronx again. It's Kenna on it. Kenna trying to fight for this down behind the goal line. He's squeezed against the wall. Picked back up here by Rowland. As he'll skate the other way and just dump this one in. Schneider will have to go and get on this. Schneider cuts back, trying to hold on to the puck. Flag was all over him there as it's collected here by the 42 of Chris Morello, who launches this for McKeach. Walking in, he scores! What a shot by McKeach! And the Bronx go up 1-0 here over St. Joe's.
And you know what, Carolla, they really deserve that goal because they've had the time and possession in the offensive zone. St. Joe's getting more of these transition opportunities, but that was a nice long stretch pass there. McKeach all alone past the defense. Nice job with his glove to get it down and stay on side before putting that puck down as he entered in that one-on-one chance and took advantage at the near post.
Tried to show the replay, but ended up not working, so we'll have to try and reset it during the intermission and try and get that one back for you. As Gutt lays it across, trying to find that to Tavares, looking to try and make it 2-0 Rider as it bounces back here for Benner. Pass across by Tavares. He finds Cusimano. Launches a pass, but it's picked up by Brazil. Brazil fires the slap shot and stopped there by Bazoko. Beautiful save by Louis on that blast there for Mikey Brazil. 28 points for the junior from Kings Park, New York. He'll launch it across. Wilson with it now. McKeach getting the primary assist as that one hops right up into the bench, and Sean Klein getting some action down there at the bench for the Bronx, even though he's the backup here for this one today. Down to 6:10 left to go here. In period number 1, faceoff is going to end up at center ice.
Good credit to Chris Morello, too, who started that whole stretch pass from all the way down to zone end on that McKeach goal.
Resto walking through, he scores! The shot there from Resto beats Louis on the blocker's side, and we are tied at 1. Just like that, the Hawks respond quickly. 5th shot of the game for St. Joe's, and it's the 21 of Sam Resto, his 8th of the year. And we are tied at 1 apiece.
I was about to say, it was good for Ryder through most of this game so far to limit the damage and limit the opportunities from St. Joe's, but right there, just play in the corner there. Really good job by Resto, taking his time. He had all the space in the world, and he's able to put that puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, that was a great look there from Resto as this finds its way over to Charlie Maratea. Played around for Linzo, looking into the low slot. Resto was there, looking for his second of the game. As it's now taken here by Blazak. Blazak, he fires, stopped away there by Tyson. Bronx still have the shot lead right now, sitting at 10-5. As flying in, here comes the 22 of Mans. Tries to get around call. Linzo comes over to help him as down went the referee. Shot fought off by Bazoko. As a couple of players starting to get tied up here as Smith collects the puck. He'll dump in. Played back here for Fingerhut. Linzo with it now. Driving through comes Carpenter. He sticked aside. Went down to the ice as McKeach will try and get on this. Into the wall went Kenna as Mans laid the body. Morello tried to tap it out of the zone. Fingerhut with it again across. Finds it over to Romarino as he tries to fire. That got sticked away there by Schneider. It's now picked up by Morello as he tried to find McKeach again on the stretch pass. Here comes Carpenter. Fires a shot. That got blocked away. As that one skips wide of the cage. Bennett trying to get there. Romarino to the wall first. Shanahan over to join him. Back to Romarino again. Bennett still hanging there, trying to get this puck aside as he'll launch it up off the high glass, and we're going to get a penalty. Another one against St. Joe's here as it's touched up by the Hawks. Bennett draws the call, and I think this is going to be on Carpenter. It's going to be a boarding minor here on Carpenter, and he will go to the penalty box, and a third power play opportunity this period here for Ryder.
Really good job there by Benner drawing the penalty. It seemed like there was a bit of a tie up there, and I thought he was really boxed him out really well to get to that puck, but ultimately they call a board there against him, and now Ryder going to hop right back on the power play, try and get the lead back with about over 4 minutes left here in this first period.
A big opportunity here for the Bronx to try and get this lead here as Blazak fires. That's fought off there by Tyson. Another chance. It's cleared down the ice. Schneider will collect this one here. Back in his own end. Just about 3:50 left to go here in period number 1. Once again, thank you for tuning into this one here. You're watching Ryder University Bronx Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. My name is Carola Pascal, joined alongside by Cody Decker here for senior night for the Bronx as they take on the St. Joe's University Hawks in an all-BSB matchup here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. It bounces down here for Blazak. Bronx on the power play if you're just tuning in with 1:15 left to go on the man advantage. Blazak with it across. Schneider with it now. Schneider to McKeach. He finds Schneider again, but it's skipped away from him. Able to keep it in at the point, though. Schneider lays off. Gets it back off that feed from McKeach again. Fires one from the point. Waffle boarded away there by Tyson. Another chance in front. A trickler went just wide. To the corner. Bronx still with it here. 40 seconds left on the power play. Under 3 to go here in the first as Blazak finds this one. To Schneider. Back to Blazak. They play catch. Cross ice pass. That got tipped away and will go up into the bench there of the Hawks, and we'll get another stoppage.
Do you have a hand in the scheduling at all this weekend? TCNJ Rutgers twice this weekend. Now Ryder and St. Joe's. It's all BSB this weekend.
It's all BSB, all rivalry games. It's been a great weekend for us here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting.
Gotta love it.
Yes, we do. Our final really big weekend of the year here at BSB. 7 games this weekend. We had a triple header yesterday. St. Joe's took on Princeton. Had TCNJ versus Rutgers for the Battle of New Jersey, Part 2. You were on the call for that one, Cody. And then we had Rutgers D3 taking on Hofstra. As Kusamana will hold on to this one here at the point. Fires one from the blue line at stick the side. Tavares across. Benner. His shot goes wide of the cage. Romarino to it first. Can't clear the zone. Good keep there by Kusamano just above the circle. As it's now Tavares with it. Tavares lays off, finds Pape with 2 seconds left on the power play. Tavares looking, tried to find someone on the doorstep as it's cleared down the ice. Bazoko is going to have to come out and play this one, and they're going to call this a high sticking call here. Looks like it's going to be on Ryder as Tavares is going to go to the penalty box. So now it's the Hawks to the power play. They've been spectacular on the man advantage so far this season. As they will now get their first power play of this game. Bronx have already had 3 looks at the man advantage. As this goes back up to the point, Hawks win the draw. Kuba with it. Tries to saucer across, looking for Carpenter, just couldn't hold on to the feed. Carpenter with it again. Shot through traffic. Bazoko able to get on it. That one bounces right off the post as Bazoko gobbles it up. Here we go with some more pushing and shoving after the play as Gross gets in there. Benner took a whack. As Romarino also having some words. Both teams taking exception to opposing skaters getting too close to their goaltender, and it looks like we might have another penalty here. Referees were discussing something.
Cusimano went to the box there. Carolla, looks like they called him for a cross check, and I don't know if there's going to be any more out of this, but looks like Ryder, as of right now, never mind. There, it looks like they're going to bring somebody else into the box here on the Hawks side of things. At least they're pointing as such.
I think it's going to be Romarino. So it's going to be a slash on Romarino and a cross-check on Cusimano. So I think this might end up being coincidentals, but we'll have to see.
That's something the Hawks are going to want to clean up here. I know they probably thought that last boarding penalty was not a penalty, but this is where it needs to clean up a little bit if you're the Hawks. Just need to stay disciplined, especially in a tight game like this.
Yeah, for sure. You have to try and lock things down if you're St. Joe's right now. In terms of the penalties, already that's 4 in this period.
And the refs are clearly establishing they're not going to keep going with the extracurriculars, not going to allow the slashing, the cross-checking, the pushing after the play. Good on the refs to take control of that right at the gate.
Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, you got to set the tone early if you're the referees and the linesmen. We've seen it across the ACHA this year, and juniors for me calling games. It's been sometimes a little bit here and there, hit or miss with some refereeing, but like you said, great to see here in this one that the referees trying to take control early and calm things down as quickly as they can.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have a Bronc down in front. Looks like that was Benner who got knocked down. As we'll get another whistle here as the referees come over to break it up again. And I think they're going to put them both in the box. It's Resto and Benner. And the referees calling everything here.
Gets Bennett and Resto there for roughing calls on that. There was a little bit of a push there by Resto in the crease there.
And I'm not sure if it got picked up by our camera or by our mics here, but I heard it through the headset. Head coach Connor Fox for Ryder yelling over to Dean Keeney on the bench for the Hawks saying, we're not going to do this all night. So we'll see what happens penalty-wise as Wilson fires one up and over. Rebound chance was there. They score.
They waved it off. Waved it off. I think they got a kicking motion there, Carollo, putting that puck in.
And the refs are going to discuss this one here as we'll try and take a look at it on the screen. They're going to say this is a kicking motion. Unfortunately, we don't have the replay to look at it on the screen right now on the broadcast since it's currently not working. But we're going to have to go back and look at it before. And it on the replay, looking at it on our own screen, it did look like it was kicked in. The shot from the point came off, and right on the doorstep, it looks like it was just kind of flicked in with the skate there.
Maybe with that left foot, yeah.
Trying to see who that was in front. Looks like it was the 4 of Kyle Gross, who they're going to say kicked this one into the net. As the referees discuss things here. Shots currently 12-7 here in this 1-1 game right now. Referees and linesmen still down there talking things over. Both the captains waiting for some answers here. The 8 of Shane Wilson and the 8 of Ryan Kenna, both the captains for these squads. 1 and change left to go here in this first period. And 1:03 left to go on the power play for St. Joe's.
They're talking about how that stick may have came across as well as the foot in the same spot, so that's really tough. I mean, the longer this draws out, you just got to kind of go off of your gut here, and they're going to call it a goal.
Wow, so they will call this a goal, and St. Joe's are going to make this a 2-1 game here with 1 and change left. So the Hawks take a 2-1 lead. Assumedly, it's going to go to Kyle Gross. We'll have to wait for an official word on it.
It's tough. Bang play like that. Foot in the same spot. As apparently he got the stick blade on it as the refs called it. So a little bit of an overturn there. It's not like football where call stands unless there's indisputable video evidence. Well, we don't have that here, but
I mean, unfortunately, the ACHA doesn't have instant replay at this point here in club hockey. I mean, hopefully we'll get there one day.
Yep.
But as McKeach will fly in here trying to tie this game for the Bronx, it's going to be a power play goal there for the 4 of Kyle Gross. As it's played across here, Brazil tried to get on that one, but call will steer it aside. Wilson will get back on it here for St. Joe's. As Wilson being chased there by the 8 of Kenna, he'll just lay this one off. Finds the 44 of Peter Borman, who will skate it across and into the zone. Fires a shot, stopped by Bazoko, and he'll hold on for the whistle again.
So if you're Rider now, 28.9 left to go in the first. The last thing you want to do is surrender a goal here in the last little bit of this period. So you have to play tough defense here. Face-off win would help that.
Yeah, it definitely would for sure. But either way, St. Joe's win the draw. This one right back on to Bazoko. And he'll gobble that one up with the leather.
Give credit to St. Joe's. They have not allowed the Rider most of their offensive pressure to get to them. They've now taken the lead, and really good opportunity there on that goal, throwing the puck in front and able to make something happen with it.
Smith will get on this here for the Bronx as there's about 15 seconds left to go here in the period. Pass across over to Gut, trying to hold on to this bouncing puck as he'll drive in. Hape to the wall. In the corner. Time winding down, and that will do it for the first, as here we go afterwards again with some pushing and shoving. Here at the end of the frame, as the refs break it up swiftly, and will send the teams to their benches, as they will head to the locker room here. That will do it for period number 1, a 2-1 game in favor of the St. Joe's Hawks. Shots 12-9 in favor of the Bronx, though, at the end of 1. A strong period for the Bronx despite allowing 2. The first 15 or so minutes, really strong for the Bronx. That's honestly the best that, for me personally, that I've seen in quite some time for them, especially down so many skaters. They looked very good in that first period despite allowing 2.
Really strong, good speed with the skates, and really good puck movement, especially on the power play. Ultimately, you look at this 2-1 deficit now and you're saying, well, we had 3 chances on the power play and we didn't score, right? So those are opportunities for Rider to improve there. Again, we liked a lot of the chances. They just need to put one in the back of the net. As for St. Joe's, really good opportunities for them. And some of that period, again, play coming out of the corner turns into a goal, and then that shot thrown on net on the power play with a rebound able to be put in as well. So St. Joe's being really good with the opportunities that they're getting. Rider just needs to punch some of those in.
Yeah, they certainly do, but that will wrap things up for period number 1. We're going to step aside, take a short break. When we come back, we'll have the second period of action for you. You've been watching Rider University Bronx Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Rider Bronx Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. My name is Carla Pascal, joined alongside by Cody Decker here for period number 2 here between the Bronx and the St. Joe's University Hawks. A 2-1 lead for St. Joe's. Controversial second goal for the Hawks, originally waved off emphatically by the referees for a kicking motion, and then after about maybe a couple minute discussion, they decide it's a good goal. And that's where we stand at this point in the game right now.
Yeah, and this is tough to even discuss because if you don't even have the ability of replay or whatever and you discuss it for a few minutes, you know, it's making it seem like you should stick with your original call. So unlucky for Rider there. Fortunate for St. Joe's. They've got the 2-1 lead because of it. And we'll see. I mean, you know, again, like we said, Rider's been playing well offensively in this game. A lot of pressure on their end, so we'll see how they can respond here with the 1-goal deficit, see if they can slow St. Joe's down on getting those opportunistic opportunities.
For sure, as we are set and ready to go here for the second, we are underway here for the middle frame here between the Bronx and the Hawks. Once again, thank you for joining us here on BSB this evening. I have 2 games here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting tonight. This one and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights taking on the Stony Brook Seawolves in the ACHA Division III. Their game going on right now. Currently in the second intermission over there. John McCooch on the call for that one as it's collected here by Blazak. He fires a shot, knocked away there in front. Rebound chance was there for Smith. Just couldn't get it on target as Pape collects it here. Back to Smith, trying to pull one off on the backhand. He'll send this to the corner. Played around by Wilson. Looking here for Pape. Kuba will collect this for the Hawks and launch it out for Brazil. Brazil will chase on this. Shots 13-9 right now in favor of the Bronx, but St. Joe's, like I said, that 2-1 lead as here comes Aaron Pape. He fires. Rebound chance was big there, trying to find Schneider, who was crashing into the zone as it goes back out here for Kuba. Kuba fires. That goes wide. Ty Schneider on it now. Schneider into the zone. Wires one towards the cage, and it's gloved down. There. By the 31 of Cooper Tyson. The senior from Dublin, Ohio.
Tyson's been pretty successful so far this year. 4-1 record, 3.53 goals against, 896 save percentage. So he's known to winning. We'll see if we can pick up another one here and make it 5 in the crease for St. Joe's here.
Puck collected by Maratea. He'll move this one forward, but it's knocked away by the Bronx. That was McKeach who blocked that pass as he goes hard into the boards there with Hunter. Good body there from McKeach as Kenna will go back up to Cusimano. Cusimano to Kenna again at the hash marks. Kenna in front, tried to find McKeach. As it bounces back out here for St. Joe's, it's skated forward here by Shanahan. He fires right into the glove, though, there of Bazoko. And we'll hold it for the stoppage again.
Bennett going hard to the boards there as he was retreating into the defensive zone, but he seems to be okay after that.
Bouncing puck off the draw, corralled there by St. Joe's as Cusimano tried to clear. It finally pops out to the neutral zone as Rowland tried to dump back in. Couldn't do it as Cusimano closed it off along the wall. Now here comes Carpenter. He fires, stopped away there by Bazoko as it goes back up to the blue line. Fingerhut. He'll play lower, try to find that pass to Carpenter again as it's now taken by the Bronx. They'll launch it across the ice. Pass up to Romarino. Romarino to Carpenter. Carpenter fires. That shot goes wide. Hops off the dasher and comes out of the zone. Now here comes Morello. Morello will dump in. Fingerhut with it here, back in his own zone as Morello applies some pressure. Now back to Rowland. Rowland. Pass up. Fingerhut trying to get onto that one. Poked away here by Tavares. Tried to go back to Gut. Couldn't hold on as it's dumped in by Carpenter as he'll go for the change. Pass up here to Tavares. Tavares looking. Tried to find a Turner as it goes to Cusimano at the point. He'll try to play for Turner. Gut will try and chase after this as him and Fingerhut go hard into the boards. Now it's Linzo. He'll lift this one up and out. Cusimano on it now. Turner taps it into the zone, rolling back on it for the Hawks as it's lifted to the blue line. Dumped forward there for a moment by Mans as Linzo gets on it as Bennett wipes out there along the boards. It's collected here by Resto again. Tied the game up at 1 earlier in period number 1 as it's dumped in here by Turner. Bronx will make some changes here as Turner tries to get this puck back for the Bronx. Played around to Borman. Peter Borman, his pass picked off there by Smith. Trying to play it back was Turner as it's kept here by Tavares. Tavares to the back door looking for Smith, couldn't connect. Bennett will now apply the pressure on Borman. It's picked up by Wilson, who will try and play to Mans, but Blazak will pick it off. Wilson on it again. Pass sent up to Mans, who will dump this one into the zone. Call will have to go back and get on it for the Bronx. Call around, bouncing puck right into the slot. Bennett trying to get it away. Turning around, shot by Mans. It's gobbled up by Bazoko in between the pillows, and he holds on.
Almost a costly turnover there by Jackson Call. Turns into a good opportunity. A puck left out in the slot there off a pass, and really good shot by Mans trying to go in between, but better save by Bazoko.
Off that faceoff, it's won back by the Hawks again. They'll keep it in at the point off the stick of Wilson as it's played down behind the goal line. To the point again, Borman there. He'll launch one around, was looking for Stimmel. Now Flag trying to get on this. Rebound chance, popped out just in front. What a stop by Bazoko sliding across. What a save by Louis sliding across and shutting the door there on the Hawks.
And he came out far to come get that puck. Really nice sliding play. Makes the stop, gets it under his pads, able to hold on to it and not force any more rebounds. Really good chance there by the Hawks, but Bazoko making a brilliant stop.
A beautiful save from Louis. Getting another look at it on the replay. Spectacular effort from Bazoko as here come the Bronx the other direction. It's McKeach flying in. He wires one on to Tyson, and he'll hold down the fort with the leather there for the whistle.
So in the first few minutes of this second period, you're starting to see St. Joe's turn the tide a little bit, getting some really good chances, getting the puck in deep, working it around, trying to get the puck right into that high percentage slot area. Now Ryder needs to try and turn that tide around a little bit. Good shot right there in transition. We'll see if they can establish something here offensively.
McKeach fires one right off the draw again, and it's gobbled up for another time there by Cooper Tyson.
McKeach responsible for that first Ryder goal, so we'll see if he can add on to his point totals.
Puck played around off that draw. Kuba will corral it here for St. Joe's. Drop pass looking for Gross. Flying in, Maratea fires that one wide. Beautiful shot from Maratea. Just didn't get it on target as Bennett tries to get back up to his feet here. Bennett. Pass across. Morello finds Kenna. Kenna into the zone. Looking. He tries to go top shelf. Bounces off the stanchion as Brazil will pick it up. Brazil. 3-on-2. Lays back to Gross. Back to Brazil. What a stop by Bazoko again. Beautiful shot from Brazil. Beautiful save from Bazoko as he makes another one there with the blocker, and it hops out of play.
Busy blocker use there for Bazoko on that sequence, Carollo. Really tested him there on that side, but a really good job by Louis to stand tall, make a couple saves there.
And that was a great look there for St. Joe's. Some good passing there just between Brazil and Gross. It was an excellent pass back there to Brazil, who wound up the cannon, the big man of Mikey Brazil, 6'4", 185. Wound up the cannon, but like you said, Louis with a beautiful stop. Another chance in front. Bazoko makes the save, and the net comes off its moorings. Shot total starting to creep up here to about even, 17-16 right now in favor of Ryder. St. Joe's has had a bundle of shots. here in this second period so far. Puck back out of the zone, trying to fly in is Tavares. As he'll drive over the line, but that's going to be called offside.
And this is going to start to get to Ryder a little bit if you're taking those long shifts in your defensive zone. So maybe they need to pick up a little bit of the aggressiveness on the defensive side. We'll see if they make a little bit of an adjustment there.
Ebersol tries to play this one to Carpenter. Nearly had it taken there by Ryder as it's Carpenter with it again. Carpenter flying in with some speed. Plays it across. That one blocked away there. Diving blocked by Schneider negates that chance. There for the 14 of Shanahan as this one redirected from the point trickles well wide. Into the corner now. Ryder trying to poke it out, couldn't do so. Shot there from the point from Rowland goes well wide. Ebersol with it. Tries to put it lower. Tavares there looking to keep it away as Schneider will send it back out to the neutral zone. Rowland pulls up at the blue line. Spins around, tries to get this one lower. Finds it to Romarino. Romarino to the point for Rowland. Rowland tipped in front. Bazoko able to make the initial stop. Rebound chance. They score! As the net was coming off. It's St. Joe's again. And it's the 22 of Ryan Mans.
Well, Mans got robbed earlier in the period off of a good chance. This time he connects on the rebound. Good pressure in from St. Joe's, firing those shots. And the rebound, good enough to get it past Bazoko and doubling the lead there for St. Joe's.
And as Bazoko tried to get across, he ended up kicking the net off. Ryder not happy about it. But either way, Mans will fire another one on. Rebound chance was there for him again, just couldn't get it on goal. As Blazak will go the other way here for the Bronx. Blazak trying to pull up. Can't hold on as Wilson sends it around. Bumped there by Pape. Now it's Linzo. Linzo finds Mans again. 2-on-1 here with Linzo. Mans, toe drag move to the backhand. He went wide with it as Bazoko nearly got ran into. Bouncing puck in front. Man, what a beautiful finish that would have been for Mans back to back. As Blazak tries to drive in. Stopped away, poked up here to Linzo. Linzo fires one wide. Smith will try and get to that. Took a funny bounce off the stanchion as Bennett will corral it. Bennett closed off hard there by Linzo as that puck got poked away only for a second. Bouncing back up to the point, kept in at the blue line. That shot from Hunter goes wide. Maratea trying to keep this in at the goal line. Bennett sends it away and out of the zone. Will this have enough juice for an icing? It will not as it goes in on goal. Tyson will just leave that one off as it's sent forward by Hunter. Tipped in there by Stimmel. Bennett will get on it. Maratea with it now, flying in. Trying to center. That one got knocked away. Maratea back on it now. Tried to center that to the slot. No one home. Out the other way. McKeach trying to get there in a foot race. McKeach, breakaway chances. Tyson comes out to clear it. He got a whack there from McKeach. Good job there from Tyson to come out and play that puck as here comes Flag. Flag to the back door, trying to get the shot off. Rebound chance in front. They score. It's Stimmel. And it's a 4-1 game.
And Bazoko just came out very early there on that chance. Was not expecting a pass back opportunity there, but lo and behold, some really good positioning by the Hawks. And a 4-1 St. Joe's lead.
And we'll get another look at this one here. Bronx were saying that this was offside. It's pretty close. It is pretty close. Either way, Stimmel will score his third of the year and make this a 4-1 game as the Bronx look to try and cut the deficit. McKeach tried to drive in. Morello trying to keep this puck in the zone. As this one lofts right up into the netting and just sits there in front of the fans. Shots now 18-17 in favor of St. Joe's.
Credit to the Hawks. They're skating with a purpose in transition. It's opening up these odd man rush opportunities, able to spread it out really well, get the puck in deep if they want to, and they are just finding many avenues to get that puck into the slot. It's something that Rider needs to get better at defensively, or St. Joe's is just going to keep picking out that slot area all day long.
Pass back here goes to Call. He tries to find this one to Kenna. No icing. We continue on as Rowland goes back to get it. Rowland sends it forward. Bouncing puck here for Schneider. Brazil trying to get on this one. Able to take it away from him there. Trying to center that back for Brazil. Couldn't find him as McKeach looks up. Tried to play a pass forward looking for Morello. As Rowland will get this back here for the Hawks. Collected here by Gross. Gross driving into the zone here on the backhand. He pulls up, tries to cut around Schneider. Tavares comes over to try and take this from Kuba. Schneider just drills Kuba right into the boards hard. No call, we continue on as Brazil finds it over to Kuba. Bouncing puck towards the cage. Brazil trying to play it back in front, and we're going to get a penalty, and now Schneider's going to go to the box. Cross-checking call here on Schneider, and he will now go to the penalty box. He's not happy about the call.
And this is starting to unravel a little bit for Rider now. Carollo trouble defensively. St. Joe's taking advantage of some really good positioning. And now they'll look to head to the power play and add on to this 3-goal lead.
Need a kill here if you are the Bronx. As this goes back to the point for Wilson. Layoff pass for Kuba. Tried to find that to the back door for Carpenter. Good stick check there from Blazak. Carpenter with it again in the circle. Fires one that goes off the outside of the cage. Puck knocked down off the boards by Carpenter. He'll keep this in the zone. Gross back up to the point for Wilson. Back here for Gross, trying to pull the trigger in the slot. Over to Kuba. That one tipped aside there by Bennett on the cross-ice pass. As Carpenter finds this one lower to Romarino. Romarino looking. Down to Carpenter again as Bennett was all over him. Gross on it now. Back to Carpenter. Trying to weave his way by Cusimano as it's dumped down the ice here by the Bronx.
Nice job by Rider on the penalty kill there. They're keeping the puck mostly to that far side, so that's a good job of sealing off the Hawks that way.
1 minute left to go here on the power play for St. Joe's as Rowland will just dump this one in here on the backhand. Cusimano trying to get to this first. He's squeezed along the boards. Over comes Kenna. He'll try and clear the zone. Can't do so. And now we're going to get a high sticking call here on St. Joe's. As Pape and Rowland have some words, and Rowland just points to the scoreboard.
.46 seconds left here on this Hawks power play. Had a power play goal earlier in the game, so we'll see if they can tack on here. Rider with a good job on this penalty kill so far.
Resto with it here, off that clear attempt, walking back in. Here comes Rowland across. Maratea with it. At the blue line, he fires, stopped by Bazoko. Good save by Louis and close. Resto was looking for the rebound. As it's cleared out. Trying to get to that is Rowland. Pushed there by Kenna, still trying to keep this puck as Morello lays into him. Dumped into the zone. As it goes back here to Turner, 10 seconds left on the power play for St. Joe's, as here comes McKeach flying in shorthanded. McKeach, beautiful cut around move, backhand shot goes up and over the bar. The speed and shiftiness of Brendan McKeach as he just takes down a man. What a hit there on Linzo. And Linzo just trips McKeach after the play, and he'll go down. As it's sent down the ice. And Maratea just comes over and pushes Turner. And starting to get a little unraveled here. So Linzo's going to go to the box, and Turner will as well. So we might just play some 4-on-4 here. I assume Turner's going to get it unsportsmanlike for sending the puck down towards the cage of Tyson. And Linzo not happy about this call to the right of us here, as the referees are going to discuss things. So Benner gets a 2-10 for unsportsmanlike, and Linzo gets a 2-minute for tripping, or interference rather, excuse me, as the referees are going to discuss things with the players here, trying to calm down the masses and get the captains to try and settle things down here. Blazak and Kenna talking with the referees right now. And for the Hawks, it's Borman and Wilson. And I wonder if this might end up as a St. Joe's power play. They've got 5 on the ice right now. And Morello's going to go serve the penalty there for Turner, since it's a 2-10.
A lot to sort out here. It's been an aggressive game between these two. I mean, we've had pushing almost every whistle, after the whistle, So, these two rivals are definitely going at it.
Normally these two teams, not known to be heated rivals. I mean, we're maybe starting to see that this season. I mean, they played each other at the end of last year in senior night as well, and then they open the year against each other this year, go all the way to the shootout, and now a 4-1 game here at the end of the season on senior night for the Bronx. And a lot of physicality, a lot of chippiness. A lot of these guys do know each other, local kids in the area from New Jersey, PA, and I mean, maybe we could be seeing the start of this here between them for a bit of time now. It's
when you get this sort of realignment with all the leagues and these two being ACCHL teams, it starts to brew a little bit. When you start to see teams more often, again, like the players and you get to know them a little more. So, this is bound to happen. This is what league play is all about. It gets a little tense sometimes.
Yeah, it definitely does. As it seems like we'll be 5-on-5 here. So the penalties are just going to offset, it seems.
You have the refs down here talking to the scorer's table to make sure they have this right. And I think they're happy with what they've got.
So we will play on 5v5 here with 7:13 left to go in period number 2, as chased from the circle is Carpenter. Kenna wins the draw forward. Trying to get on it was Blazak, as Fingerhut will get to that one. It's now Carpenter with it. Carpenter flying forward. Big burst of speed from him, driving in, fires on a Bazoko. Nice save there from Louis again, as it's sent out of the zone. Collected by Carpenter here at his own blue line. He'll lay off. Ebersol launches one forward. Knocked away there by Benner, as he'll send this puck up. McKeach will chase after it for the Bronx. Him and Ebersol go hard into the boards. McKeach got taken down. Bronx wanted a call, but we continue on. As it's taken out the other way, Romarino will drive into the zone with this puck. Looks across, try to find Fingerhut. couldn't connect as Shanahan will keep this in. Benner takes down Carpenter. We continue on, no call as it goes out to Fingerhut again. And now we do have a hand up. It's going to be Benner who's going to go to the box here. And the extra skater will come on. It's Gross who will jump on here as the extra man. Gross will work his way into the zone. Lays back here, Romarino with it. Tried to lay off as he took McKeach down. As Benner with another hit there on Gross, and he will touch up. And we'll get another stoppage here. It's going to be a holding call here on Benner. And he will go to the penalty box here. With just under 6 to go in period number 2.
So the more that the penalties come for Rider, it's obviously going to create more opportunities for St. Joe's to tack on to this lead. So it's funny, we were talking about how St. Joe's had 4 or 5 penalties it was in the first period. Now it's Rider kind of changing the tide on that a bit.
Yeah, flip-flopping it a little bit there. So back to the power play, go the Hawks. They win the draw as well as it's kept by Wilson at the point. He plays across to Carpenter. Wilson to Carpenter again, high circle. Pass across, bumper position. Kuba tries to fire. That's stopped there by Bazoko and goes up into the netting. It was a good shot by Kuba. Tried to go high with that one.
They were attacking the blocker side a lot earlier in this period, and now it crumbs cross ice to the glove side, but Louis doing a good job there on that save.
As it comes out of the zone off the stick there by Pape. Carpenter will just play this one back here for Wilson. And he'll skate back behind his own goaltender. Now Carpenter with it. Carpenter quickly into the zone with some speed. Around the cage looking to get set up here for the Hawks as Kenna tries to clear, can't do so. Wilson, good keep at the point. He goes down to Carpenter again, and St. Joe's are set up. Redirected shot in front. That trickles to the corner as calls there for Rider. Smith trying to get on it as well as it's kept here by Gross to Carpenter to Kuba. Tries to toe drag and fire, can't do it. Hit there was Romarino as it goes back up here to the point for Wilson. Wilson fires through traffic. That one goes wide. Schneider trying to get there. Him and Carpenter do it. Back up to the point for Wilson. 54 seconds left to go on the power play as that one trickles wide again. Deflected in front by Pape.
Jackson Call with a broken stick. Smith just handed his off.
Carpenter with it again. Down low finds Gross. Gross to the point. Carpenter, actually that's Wilson there as Carpenter has it back now. He'll saucer it across to Kuba. Kuba, his shot stopped there by Bazoko. Still no stick for Smith. Haven't had a chance to go to the bench as the Bronx trying to clear. It's poked out there by Pape. Pape trying to go the other way here on Wilson. Pape walking in short-handed. He fires, that one goes wide. Schneider with it now. Across Smith there, put it on goal. Good save there from Tyson as it bounces to the corner. Good look short-handed there for the Bronx as they try and make some changes here. Good kill there for Rider. We are back to 5-on-5 as Benner comes out of the box. That's a massive kill there for the Bronx.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good kill after St. Joe's established the pressure in early, got a nice cross-ice pass off, but some good kills there and a good shorthanded chance. We'll see if that can open up some offense.
Now here comes Kuba again, tries to find Maratea as him and Cusimano come together. Puck lofted forward but not out. Brazil trying to gain control of that one, couldn't do so. As it's lofted back here to Blazak. Blazak crosses with McKeach, but that's going to be offside. Kenna went over the line.
And that's where Rider need to make another improvement there. Just a little miscommunication between him and Blazak. And they're talking over that now after the whistle.
Face-off one back by Mans. He'll keep this one away. Now it's McKeach with it here for Ryder. Tried to dump in as now it's sent back by Linzo. They're going to say this was touched by the Bronx as it will go to the corner here. Trying to tuck that one was Linzo, just couldn't get the shot off. As McKeach tries to find Blazak on the quick pass. Dump forward, walking through, here comes Linzo again. Stopped away there by the blocker of Bizocco. As Hunter from the point, rebound chance, bobbling towards the cage, and we're going to get a whistle as the net came off its moorings. As Bizocco was scrambling there.
More good chances for the Hawks, and yeah, Bizocco right on his toes there, going from side to side to make a few stops for that whistle. The Hawks really starting to keep the momentum mounting in their direction.
Yeah, shots are 23-19 in favor of St. Joe's as Bennett sends this one up for Blazak. He's going to try and beat the icing, but they're going to blow the whistle. Couldn't get there in time. And looking at the out-of-town scoreboard here for our other game going on Breakout Sports Broadcasting right now. The Rutgers University Scarlet Knights ACHA Division III team taking on the Stony Brook Seawolves. A 4-1 game for Rutgers right now with about 5 minutes left to go in the third period over there. Make sure to tune into the end of that one. As well as stay with us here with the last 2:30 here in this second period and the entire third as that one goes up into space and into the netting. As we'll have to get some new rubber here for this face-off to the right of Bizocco. And for St. Joe's, I mean, we talked about it earlier, but their win yesterday against Princeton, 22-6. If you look at their goal scoring after yesterday's game, that puts them at the 15th spot in the ACHA Men's Division II in terms of goals. They've scored the 15th most this season out of the entire ACHA Men's 2. Powerhouse when it comes to offensive production, and they've showed it here tonight so far. 4 goals against the Bronx. Ryder still looking to try and get back on the scoreboard as that one is fired by Schneider. Another chance gobbled up by Tyson. And he'll hold it for the whistle. And Schneider ailing a little bit as he'll go to the bench, holding the shoulder, trying to shake it off.
I've liked Schneider's game today. He's had a few blocks in this one at key points in the game, getting involved in the offense there. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, he's had a good game so far. Like you said, a couple of block shots. I mean, that's kind of his game, and has an offensive presence as well, as here comes Romarino the other way. His shot blocked away by Bennett as they try to center in front. Bizocco with 2 nice saves. As trying to clear his gut here, he'll get it down the ice. As Fingerhut will get back on this one. They're going to wave off the icing. Fingerhut across. Pape will steal this one away. Pape trying to keep the puck. Sends it around looking for Blazak. The 2 seniors out on the ice right now. Blazak tried to make the move. Rowland able to knock it away from him. Pape back to Blazak only for a moment as Carpenter's there to steal it aside. Beautiful toe drag move to cut by Smith as he sends it up the ice. Here looking for Romarino. Romarino across. Carpenter fires that one wide. Romarino on it again. Trying to find Carpenter in close. Carpenter around the cage. Tried to go for a chance there on that wraparound, but lost the handle as it's sent across here for the Bronx, and it's out of the zone last minute here in the middle frame as Rowland re-enters, but that's going to be offside here on St. Joe's.
So it's been a period that Ryder really wants to forget. See if maybe they can make something happen here in the final 53.6. But it's been really all St. Joe's in this second period and building off some of the offensive success they've had all year long.
Puck collected here by the Bronx. Here comes Tavares flying in. Fires a shot. It's gloved down yet again. There by Tyson.
You know, it's not out of the ordinary for teams to play 3-game sets in a weekend in the ACHA, and I don't think Rider looks tired at all. I think they're competing well with this St. Joe's team. It's just a matter of some defensive mishaps so far in this game that puts them down 3.
Gross with it here. He'll find Kuba. Going to get to that in a minute, actually, because I do want to touch on that fact. I mean, St. Joe's also playing their 3rd game of the weekend, and you don't usually see 2 teams in their 3rd game of the weekend together, as that one fired by Blazak right off the glove there of Tyson. About 15 seconds left to go here in period number 2, as Brazil will try and get to that. Bounces here for Schneider. Brazil to the back door. That one saved away there by Bazoko. Wilson with it. Fires another save by Bazoko again. And that will do it for period number 2. 4-1 at the end of 40 minutes in favor of St. Joe's. Shots 27-24 in favor of the Hawks. But like you were saying there, Cody, I mean, the one thing that the Bronx and head coach Connor Fox have always preached, and since Coach Fox has taken over for Sean Levin a couple years ago, one thing that he has always been big on is conditioning. That is the biggest thing for Coach Fox when it comes to that. I've been to their summer workouts and seen them and seen their training camp, and it's intense. It's very intense. And that's just part of Coach Fox's game and how he wants to have these guys super athletically ready for the season, no matter when it comes, and be as prepared to, if they need to play, like, for example, if there were a ton of injuries and they still had the manpower and they were down to 13 based on just injuries, they would still be able to play like they are right now in terms of their conditioning. That's something Coach Fox is huge on, and that's why they're able to keep pace with this St. Joe's team, even though they're down by 3.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a credit to them and their ability to stay within this game here. And they've had their opportunities. They didn't have so many there in that second period. It was a down period for them when you look back at how the first unfolded for them. But a chance to reset here in the intermission, down 3. You never know. I always say that these league games have the possibility of changing in the blink of an eye. That was certainly the case with the TCNJ Rutgers game last night. They were down 2 for most of the game, and then all of a sudden, within a minute, scored 2 goals. So anything can happen in these league games, and we will see how these two come out. Rider definitely needing to improve on the defensive side. St. Joe's going to look to keep up the pressure offensively.
For sure, as we will head to the second intermission here. We will be back in just a few. You've been watching Rider University Bronx Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. We'll be back for the third period in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Rider Bronx Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. My name is Carlo Pascal, joined alongside by Cody Decker, here for this third period as we get underway. Once again, thank you for joining us here for this one this evening. Final 20 minutes of action here between the Bronx and the St. Joseph's University Hawks. 4-1 game in favor of SJU, shots 27-24 in favor of St. Joe's. Big second period for SJU as this one is sent down the ice. They're going to wave off the icing. As it's sent around the boards, kept in here by Gross. Across to Kuba, it's stopped, or not, they score! Kuba sneaks that one through Bazoko and makes it 5-1.
Kupa having 2 goals in this previous matchup. Adds to the total here in this one to make it 5-1. And I thought the same as you, Carol. I thought from the sound that the puck made off the pads, he actually made the stop there, but it finds its way through. And the Hawks making now a 4-goal lead.
He got just enough of it there on that shot to get it through the 5-hole of Bazoko. And the Hawks make it 5-1 early here in this third period. As Bennett will go chase this one. Played around the boards. Maratea will keep it in for now. Out of the zone it comes. Trying to get on it is Brendan McKeach. McKeach had that sticked away by Maratea. And for Gross, that's his 7th goal of the season. As that one rings off the post. Almost 2 quick goals. Pass goes back here to Maratea. He'll try and get on this one. That's Gross's 22nd point of the year for the senior from Westchester. He's had a great season so far. St. Joe's with it again. They'll find it across to Romarino. He finds Shanahan. Only held on to it for a second as it bounced away from him. Now it's Morello who will try and drive into the zone. Pass played around. Fingerhut with it again. Fingerhut launches it forward. Kusamanda will try and track this one down as it steers towards Bazoko. And he'll jump on top of that and just hold that for the whistle.
5 unanswered for the Hawks to this point, Carollo. So really keeping the offensive pressure like we said. Rider trying to get their transition opportunities too here. And, talking about scoring 22 last night, I didn't know if goals would be at a premium for this Hawks team, but definitely not the case.
Definitely not the case as this one is played down by the Bronx. Fingerhut will go chase after that. And they're going to wave this icing off again. They're going to say Fingerhut, a little bit of a leisurely stroll there to the puck. As Blazak will send this one up, trying to find that to Tavares. Couldn't do so as it skips back here for call. He'll tap it forward. Mans on it again. Mans fires a shot. That goes wide. Ebersol with it here at the point. Ebersol. Schneider there with it now. Schneider hit by Linzo as Tavares comes away with the puck. Around the boards trying to find Gut as this is played out of the zone. All the way back down the ice, and this one will be an icing here on the Bronx.
The Hawks pretty aggressive on that forecheck there. We saw that hit near the far side boards. So they're trying to keep that puck pressure, even with that 4-goal lead, as they get the offensive zone faceoff.
Bornman with it. He fires from the point as it's gloved down there by Bazoko. As diving after that went Gut to try and block it. So a couple seconds tick off the clock here. Off that shot from the point. Face off one back to Borman again. Another one in onto Bazoko. He makes the initial save. Picked up here by Smith as he'll launch this pass up for McKeach. One-on-one. Here comes McKeach. He fires. That got deflected and will go out of play. Here with 17:07 left to go.
Nice play one-on-one there by Shane Wilson on the back check, sticking that stick out to get a piece of the puck and get it out of play on that McKean's chance.
Bronx trying to hold on to this puck in the zone. It's Smith down there in the corner, trying to keep it down there as it pops out here for the Hawks. It's skated out here by Stimmel as he fires a shot. Knocked away there by Bazoka, just hopped off the top of the cage. That was a quick shot there from Stimmel as this pops out for McKeach again. McKeach, he gets taken down. No call. We continue on as he goes sailing to the end wall. Kept in here by Smith. Smith to McKeach. Looking, saucer pass broken up. Trying to go back to Smith as it finds its way here to the stick of Wilson. Wilson. He fires a shot, knocked away there by the paddle of Bazoko. Shots now 31-24 as Hunter will get onto this. Here for St. Joe's. Plays it across over to Kyle Gross as that is stolen away by Smith, but that's going to be offside here on Ryder.
Really nice play from McKeach down in the St. Joe's end. Tried to feed Smith, going back to him on that saucer pass like you said. Really good chance there, best that Ryder's had in a little while here.
Pape with it now here off this draw. Fires a shot towards the cage. It's gobbled up there by Tyson. And so he'll hold that for the stoppage again.
Good entry there from Pape, quick shot. See if Ryder can mount some offense.
Just trying to find some offensive juice here in this third period as St. Joe's wins the draw again, and they will loft it out to Brazil. His pass picked off there by Schneider. Will dump in, just knocked away there on the long-range dump from Schneider. There by Tyson. As Brazil with it again. He'll clear that one right up into the netting. And we'll get another stoppage. Slow start to this third period. Bunch of stoppages.
That can only benefit St. Joe's at this point, right? 4-goal lead, stoppages, no momentum really for Ryder to try and get back in the game here.
But played around the boards there by Chris Hunter, looking to get this up and out of the zone for the Hawks. It finds Brazil. Brazil down behind the goal line, able to keep the puck. Looking, turnaround shot, stopped there by Bazoko. Pape with it now. Pape up to Blazak. Couldn't hold on to the puck. Finds its way to Brazil again. Trying to get it on goal. It's jumped on top of there by Bazoko, and he'll hold on to that one.
Blazak maybe rushing a little bit on trying to handle that puck, and he loses it there, leading to this defensive zone faceoff now for the Bronx.
Face-off won there by St. Joe's again. Shanahan got the shot off. It was blocked there by Kenna. That one had some mustard on it as here comes Carpenter in on goal. That got stopped away in front by Bennert. Shot long range from the point, trickling around in front, kept in at the point there yet again as Kenna with another block. Another one blocked in front. Kenna with a redirect. That one right off the mask there of Bazoko as it finds its way towards the crease. Cusimano clears and it comes out of the zone as Kenna just got knocked over there by Carpenter. As Bennert has the helmet off, he's trying to throw punches here. As we'll get the whistle as Ryan Kenna is going to try and make his way to the bench after a couple of big blocks on that shift. And Bennert surely going to the box here alongside Carpenter. So Carpenter's going to go to the box, and Bennert going to the sin bin as well.
Gonna have 4-on-4 here for the next 2 minutes as signaled by the referee.
So both are going to get roughing calls here. And it's just a little bit of the frustration boiling over there for Bennert here in this one.
Bennert's had a hard night. He's taken a bunch of hits in the defensive zone, and he's been on the ice a bunch and fallen down and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a rough night for Bennert, and like you said, the emotions get high, just boiling over a little bit. Frustration over the 4-goal deficit.
And they've got a penalty on the board right now, as they'll have to put both of them up there. So we'll play 4-on-4 here for 2 minutes, as it's picked up here by Pape, as he finds Blazak. Blazak into the zone, finds it over to Schneider. He pulls up, back up to the point. Cole wires one from the blue line, stopped there by Tyson as Blazak gets right back on it. Blazak fires right into the glove, though, of Tyson, and he'll hold that for the whistle again.
That open ice opens up those chances like that. Blazak able to retrieve the puck, circle his way around. He beats the defender, getting into about the mid-slot area. It's going through the circle. Nice shot by him trying to go top shelf.
Call at the point. That one kicked aside again by Tyson. And for the Bronx, I mean, we see it time and time again. Open ice is their best friend. With McKeach, Blazak, Pape, all super fast, very shifty skaters. They've, time and time again throughout the last couple years, have been so good when it's 4-on-4 or 3-on-3 when we've seen it, as Blazak tried to slice through there, but it's taken by Shanahan the other way. Has it taken away, walking through, Shanahan lays off, back to Shanahan, poked aside as it bounced up into the air. One too many passes there as Romarino tried to get back on it. Shanahan tried to play that to Romarino. As we're under a minute left to go, a 4-on-4 as Call launches that up here for Schneider. Finds its way to Rowland, though. As Rowland works into the zone, will lay off for Romarino. He wires one. Bazoko gets that right in the breadbasket and will hold on.
You were mentioning how Ryder has the ability to skate in with a purpose, a little more ice, gives them the advantage. I'd argue with St. Joe's, if Carpenter was on the ice right now and he's able to get out there on this 4-on-4, I mean, he's been skating with a purpose all game, getting good opportunities for himself, so I'm sure they're missing him a little bit out there on this 4-on-4.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, Carpenter is so fast, so skilled, has excellent hands and a great shot. I mean, almost a complete player when you look at him in terms of his abilities here at the club level. As McKeach also such a good complete player for the Bronx as he finds Kenna, but he missed the shot. He whiffed on it just enough as here comes Mans one-on-one the other way with Cusimano. Mans fires, deflected there by Cusimano, and that goes up into the netting. Good stick there from Joe Cusimano. 7 points so far this year for the junior from Staten Island for the Bronx.
Good to see Ryan Kenna back out there, too, after blocking those 2 shots on his previous shift.
And those are some big blocks there from Kenna. Good to see him back out there, like you said, Cody. As Borman has this at the point, still 10 seconds left to go, a 4-on-4 action as Mans will collect this one. He finds Borman again at the blue line. Borman redirected in front there by Resto, tried to find it over to Mans. And we are back to 5-on-5 as Benner and Carpenter come out of the box. 12.5 minutes left to go here in this third period. 5-1 game in favor of St. Joe's. Shots 36-29. Also in favor of the Hawks. As Doherty will get on this one here for St. Joe's, trying to play it across. Smith there, whacks it away for a moment, bounces back here for Doherty again as Smith knocks it away back to Cusimano. Cusimano around here to Smith. Smith launches one forward, able to get a pass up there to Gutt, who will tip in. Only goes back to the stick of Maratea, though. 10 points for the sophomore from Woodstock. As he has it again here in his own zone. Launches one back out. Call there to calm things down for Ryder as he sends one across. Pass into some open ice. Is Turner going to beat it out? He will not, as he ran right into the goal there. Tried to cut by the D and ran right into the post.
Turner looks to be all right. After that, he's having a little word with the referee. Maybe was hoping for a call there and maybe a little frustrated after that.
Faceoff will come back into the Ryder end here. Doherty is going to be chased from the circle. Stimmel will come in and take it. Face-off one back up to Maratea. Actually, that's the 46 there of Chris Hunter. As it will go back to Hunter here at the red line again. He'll dump right back in. They're off the glove of Cusimano. He'll pitch that around. Turner there along the boards with Stimmel. Now it's collected here by Tavares. Tavares into the zone. He pulls up at the hash marks. Back up to the point here for Cole. Tries to put one towards the cage, or Trickler redirected by Gut goes wide. Into the corner again. Turner trying to lay the body. Picked back up here by Maratea. Saucers one forward. Gets it up to Doherty. He'll dump in and go chase after it himself. Schneider there along the boards trying to keep the puck away from him. Schneider finds Gut on the pass as he'll just flick this one out of the zone. Roland will play this one up for Kuba. Kuba squeezed by Turner into the boards as here comes Brazil. Brazil trying to hold on to this, over to help him. It's played back up to the point now for Roland, but he mishandled it and it comes out of the zone. Now Fingerhut. He'll dump in. Brazil can't keep that. Roland, it bounces away from him as well. We'll go back to Fingerhut a second time here. Chased back there by Pape. Roland behind his own goaltender. Tries to get going, has to lay off the puck back to Kuba as he'll cycle back around. Back to Roland a second time. Cuts away from one, gets the pass up to Brazil, but it bounced off his skates as he lost an edge. Roland back to it now. Roland, his pass broken up for a moment. Finds its way up here to Gross. Gross into the zone. He fires. Gloved up by Bazoko for the whistle here with 9:32 left to go in this third period.
Both teams going back and forth. Puck just kind of bouncing around out there. Up for grabs. Ryder not really able to really gain any control. St. Joe's gets another rush there and a good shot there by Gross. And there's another one off the faceoff.
And another quick shot onto Bazoko there. Another glove save for him. He's already faced 38 here in this one after facing 77 yesterday.
That's 105 if I do my quick math correct. It's a lot of shots.
And add another one to that tally as he holds on to that. That is a lot of puck coming his way in just 2 days.
It's something that I think he's done this year, though. He's come from back-to-back. We've obviously seen only 2 goalies this year for Ryder. That's what they've got, and, you know, credit to them. They battle each and every game, and this is another tough battle Bazoko's faced tonight. He's made some great saves in this one.
Yeah, he certainly has, as Romarino will send this one around. Shanahan trying to get to that one there for St. Joe's. Puck pops out. McKeach trying to get on it there with Wilson, as McKeach not able to knock that away as Romarino gets a bump there from Kenna. Now Carpenter. Toe drag shot there. Almost Bedard-style release on that one as it bounces here for McKeach on the pass. McKeach cutting away from one. Sharp angle shot gobbled up there by Tyson.
Brendan McKeach trying to add to his weekend. Again, coming off the 2-goal performance last night in the loss to Rowan, having one earlier today. So that's one player to spotlight as he has a good performance here this weekend.
As that one skips right up out of play off that shot yet again into the netting. And like you mentioned, Brendan McKeach, he's had a great season despite the struggles that the Bronx have had, including his goal today, 13 goals on the year, 24 points in its 23rd game in this one today. So over a point per game, and the Bronx have just one more game left as they'll make up their game against Maryland on a Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday evening, I should say, rather. As that one is just kicked aside there by Bazoko. A late start for the Bronx on a Tuesday evening, traveling down to Maryland. A primetime game as McKeach fires that right into the glove. There yet again of Tyson.
So I guess you chalk that up as really a 4-game weekend that you're playing 4 games in 5 days, right? I mean,
essentially,
that's tough. I wonder if Coach Fox is thinking of practicing tomorrow or giving him a rest day.
Yeah, it's definitely tough for the Bronx. Basically, like you said, a long weekend of 4 games in 5 days. Essentially playing a showcase at that point. As it's picked up here by Kenna. He'll get this puck out of the zone. Maratea will just dump that one back in. Kenna will go, or at least try to go back to Schneider. This one in front meant for Linzo, just won't go. Back up to the point, kept there by Hunter at the blue line. He'll send it around. Stimmel with it as Resto just took down Kenna, and we're going to get a call. And Resto's going to go to the box here as Kenna's down to the ice again. And that game against Maryland for Rider, 9:50 p.m. start time on Tuesday at the Gardens Ice House. A late one for the Bronx on a Tuesday. Definitely interesting considering, most of the guys have classes the next day. So definitely a tough game for Rider on that one, traveling down to Maryland.
Hopefully no 8 a.m. starts for any of them on Wednesday.
That would be rough with an 8 a.m. start if someone has one.
I didn't like 8 a.m. starts when I got the rest that I needed.
And then looking at the schedule for St. Joe's, they've got 2 more games after this one here. They play Georgetown next weekend on the road at the St. James. Also a late 9:40 start time. At least it's a weekend. And then the next day they also are away on the road against George Mason at the Prince William Ice Center for a 9:30 p.m. start time. So late starts all around as we get to the end of this regular season. As the Bronx will now go to the power play here as Schneider finds us across to Blazak. Blazak looking, finds Schneider on it. Schneider at the point, gobbled up by Tyson. Now Smith getting into it here after the whistle, and with just about 7:28-ish left to go here in this game, the referees have to just calm the rest of the guys down at this point.
Yeah,
they don't want anything to go haywire here.
And nothing crazy there. Smith's trying to gain position and cause a screen there. There's nothing really to that at all. So, yeah, referees will get in there, clean it up, and we'll move on.
Yeah, just trying to keep note of the chirping and all that stuff. I mean, it's college hockey at this point. We know what to expect. We've seen plenty of games across plenty of conferences and divisions at this point to where it's just customary. It's club college hockey. We know what's going to happen. As this one is sent down the ice here by St. Joe's, all the way down back to Bizocco here with 1:15 left to go on the power play. As it's picked up here by Ty Schneider. He'll send this one up here to McKeach. Pass just too far for him as McKeach will get back on it. McKeach tried to split the D as it's sent down the ice here for Gross. Gross trying to get there shorthanded. Late man trailing. There was the 28 of Stimulus. He's bumped into the wall there by Pape. The 28s come together. As Wilson sends this down the ice here.
This is a power play that struggled Corolla this weekend. 0 for 4 against Rowan last night and currently 0 for 3 today.
And they've got 29 seconds left to go on it. As that shot gets deflected and will go up into the netting with 6:04 left to go here in the third.
And let's just jump on the power play here for a second for Rider. It was really good at the beginning of the game. We saw some good puck movement, good positioning, good cross-ice passing, all that. It seemed to broken down as this game's gone along.
Yeah, it definitely has. And, I mean, you got to credit St. Joe's a little bit there for being aggressive on the PK. They see where they can kind of take advantage of some guys throughout the game, especially when you do see it so much on the shorthanded side of things. I know it sucks to taking the penalties in the first place, but to be able to see the power play for the Bronx a couple times as we're now back to 5-on-5, you're able to adjust throughout the game and look at it in the locker room and figure out what you can do differently and how to play against their power play. As Romarino drives in there with gut, they go into the boards hard together. Bennett trying to get on this. Had it taken by Shanahan. As Shanahan tries to play to the corner. Bennett there for the Bronx. He'll find Tavares. As this is just lofted down the ice. Will this have enough juice for an icing? It will not. They're going to wave that one off. They're going to say it was tipped. Carpenter now with it. Carpenter hounded there by Pape. Able to keep the puck away as he sends it across. Finds it to Fingerhut. Fingerhut to Romarino. Toe drag move around. Bennett fires it onto Bazoko. He makes the stop. Rebound chance was let loose. And he'll cover for that one.
Good chance there by the Hawks to add on. Good end zone entry here to the near side. A shot thrown on and a rebound just kind of left there. But a good save by Bazoko on that.
Shots 43-33 in favor of St. Joe's. As they win that draw, Ebersol with it. Through traffic, that one nearly squeaked in. It's on the outside of the cage. Tricked everybody there. As Doherty tried to go to the point, it's McKeach with it again. McKeach around the boards, got tied up with the referee. As that one popped right out in front. Pape there finds Blazak. Blazak looking here on the backhand. He gets drilled there right in the circle. Schneider with it at the point. Pape there on the rebound. He puts it up and over. It got deflected by Doherty. Back up here to the point for Schneider. Pitched around the boards. McKeach just got a whack there from Tyson, and that's going to be a penalty. Just got tapped right on the helmet there by Tyson. And Tyson is going to get a penalty here. Someone's going to have to serve it for him. I'll have to see who's going to go to the box here to serve this.
I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing there? What's the point of that?
That's a bit of a question on that one.
We had TCNJ's goalie headbutt somebody after the play yesterday, and he got thrown out of the game. Like, what's happening there with these goalies this weekend?
Well, I mean, we say that as I think the Bronx are going to take a timeout here. But speaking of goalie penalties and goalie fights, I just saw it as I looked down at my phone to just check the time, and we got a goalie fight in the outdoor game in the NHL today.
Oh, yeah.
Vasilevsky versus Jeremy Swayman in the outdoor game.
A tussle in Tampa from the goalies. I love it. I love it.
That's two goalie fights involving Florida teams in like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hey, the NHL needs a little more excitement.
Yeah, I
don't
know.
mind it.
Oh, I don't mind it either. I love it. I actually got to call a goalie fight earlier this year in the junior realm when the Mercer Chiefs took on the Westchester Wolves. That was a fun one. There was like, I don't know, maybe minute 10 left in the game, and that was definitely a fun one.
They don't come very often.
No, they do not.
They don't come very often.
No,
so
they do not.
You enjoy those opportunities to
yeah.
call them and see them, and nothing like the outdoor game for a little bit of a tussle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the Mercer game was a 7-2 blowout for Mercer, and they ended up, there was a scrap in the corner, and it was actually both the backup goalies that fought, which was even more hilarious.
That's funny. Wow.
But back to the action after Tyson takes that penalty. The Bronx will go right back to the power play here with another look on the man advantage. Last one didn't have a lot of really good opportunities to get set up. St. Joe's playing some good defense on the PK. Chance number 5 here for the Bronx tonight here on the man advantage. Shot from the point. That one in front for Kenna. He fell down, but it got redirected wide by him as it skips off the stick blade there of Brazil and will go down the ice.
I give credit to St. Joe's. They've been really aggressive in that slot area, trying to position whatever center is standing there. They're botting them up a bit. They're making it a little bit difficult for them to try and get a piece of the puck. So credit to them on the penalty kill on that point.
As this one lofted down the ice yet again. Here by St. Joe's. It's taken now by Brendan McKeach. He'll try and get going. McKeach with some speed into the zone. Tried to slice through the D. He went down. Was looking for a call. Isn't going to get it that time as it's cleared down back to Bazoko with under a minute left to go. Here on this power play as Bazoko has to play it off quickly. Flying in comes Blazak, the senior, trying to get a shot off there. Couldn't do so. As it's played back here to Bazoko. It's Bennett with it now. He'll try to play to Cusimano, can't connect on that pass. As it's taken here by Bennett. Bennett on the backhand. Wilson goes down in a heap, and it's cleared there by St. Joe's again.
Not much going at all. The zone entry is becoming difficult for Rider as they try to rush this up here.
And just 5 seconds left on this power play as Cusimano will skate this one himself across the blue line, trying to set up shop here as he'll lay off that one. Got dumped on the play by Carpenter. Smith trying to fight for that puck. Able to keep it away across, looking there for Tavares. Just couldn't connect on the cross-ice feed as it's sent down to the corner. 1:40 left to go here in this third period as St. Joe's up by 4. Borman trying to move it around. Bouncing puck out of the zone. Cusimano will go chase after it as Shanahan will apply the pressure. He'll have to just pass off to Tavares. As Tavares looks up, his pass for Smith tipped there by Carpenter as it goes back to Ebersol. Now it's Rowland. Back to Ebersol again. Pass up here to Borman, or to Shanahan rather, as he'll just dump it on the backhand. Final minute left to go here in this one this evening. As the Bronx, they had the lead in the first period, 1-0, and then a quick response from the Hawks, and it's been nothing but St. Joe since. 5 straight goals for SJU. As Schneider will work his way into the zone, trying to get the shot off, couldn't do so. Good back check there by Resto as he tried to find Pape. Played up and out again. Benner will play this one across here to Pape again. Pape to Benner. Goes back here for Call as he'll find Kenna. 20 seconds left to go here on senior night for Rider. And the St. Joe's Hawks will play spoiler here on senior night for Rider with 7 seconds left to go. Rowland takes a bump from Bennett, trying to get another shot off. That went wide. And that will do it for this one. So the Hawks, a 5-1 win here over Rider on senior night, as SJU collect their 23rd win of the season and have started a brand new win streak at 3 straight with just 2 games left to go in the year. Final shots 43-33 in favor of St. Joe's, as well as the 5-1 score, but that will wrap things up here for this one. For coverage of both our teams, for Rider and St. Joe's for the year, just want to say a quick thank you to the staff on both the teams for allowing us to broadcast both their games this season. It's been a blast. Always love to be calling the Rider games. I've been with them since the start here at BSB. And for St. Joe's, our first year with them, and it has been a blast. Couldn't have asked for a better year to start broadcasting the St. Joe's games this season. But that will wrap things up for this one. 5-1 the final here from the Flemington Ice Arena.
Good game here tonight. St. Joe's proving why they're an offensive powerhouse and proving why they've been winning all year long. Great effort from them. Dominated the last 40 minutes of the game. Rider once again for the second night in a row taking a 1-0 lead and just unable to build off of it. Struggles on the power play and some struggles defensively, some things to clean up, and quickly before that Tuesday game against Maryland.
And that will wrap things up here for this one. The Bronx, like Cody just said, one more game against Maryland on Tuesday, and their season will be over. And then for St. Joe's, Georgetown and George Mason for them next weekend on the 6th and 7th. But that'll do it for this one. 5-1 the final here Thank you for tuning in to all the action this weekend here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. My name's Crollo Pascal. He's Cody Decker. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next week.